I'm Pastor Henry Hildebrandt. We are excited to be here, ready to share some news with you, ready to let you know what a mighty God we serve. Sometimes things could look dark, but then God always comes through. So we are just so excited that we can connect with you here today and let you know that it is not in vain, that our labors are not in vain, that God knows what He's doing at all times. He is there. God hears His children. And just recently we had a week of fasting and prayer, and we saw what God can do and what God will do. And sometimes we think, well, shouldn't He do this now? Shouldn't He do that now? But this morning we are here right now with the exciting news to let you know that it looks like Pastor Coates in Edmonton will be out of prison here probably as soon as Friday. Thank God. What a mighty God we serve. Now, this is an amazing thing. This sets a precedent. This lets us know how wrong people can go about it, and how wrong sometimes the Crown, the government, can be about doing things. Because we have these God-given freedoms enshrined in our charter, enshrined in our Bill of Rights. How is it that people would take it up on themselves to do what they did in this case and charge him and take him to prison? We are just so thrilled and so thankful. We thank God for the Justice Center, who has worked tirelessly and worked hard at it. We thank God that they are an instrument in God's hands, that God can use them to help us in times like this. And we are thrilled that after over a month of Pastor Coates being in prison, that we heard the news today that he will be released probably as early as Friday. Thank God for an answer to prayer, and thank God that we see again and again that God will come through no matter what. We are thankful that there is still justice in place. We are thankful that when we look at it, when people really look at the law, see what is there, that we're still seeing that God will come through. And they have dropped all the charges against him, except one. And the one charge that they are not dropping is because Pastor Coates and the Justice Center want to go to court, want to go to the higher courts to find out what is the constitutionality of this. How can an unelected official come on the scene and say, well, only 15% of people can gather, when that is totally against our charter rights? That needs to be going to the higher courts so that we can find out what is happening. So we are excited because this was never a jailable offense. He should have never been put in prison in the first place, and that's why they're dropping all the charges. And comes May 3rd, when the case will be judged, even then it's not a jailable charge. So finally we see some light at the end of the tunnel here. But this is no time. This is no time for us to let up. This is no time for us to keep on praying, keep on fasting, and keep on standing up for our rights. We know as the so-called third wave is coming in here in Ontario as well, you know what could be coming with that. So thank God we see this breakthrough, and churches, pastors, open up, be open. Don't cower down to these things. Now we see what happens when one person takes a stand. One pastor in Edmonton took a stand, and look at the tremendous victory that is won by that. For the church, for the country, for our God-given freedom. So people stand up to the God-given rights that are enshrined in our charter. And let's not bow down. Let's not bow down under these things. I'm glad that the police recognize that they handled it wrong. I'm glad that they're dropping their charges. And that's how it needs to be across this country. All those thousands of charges that happened, the tickets that were handed out, unlawful. Keep on standing, people. We see what happens. So we thank God. We thank God for this mighty answer to prayer. And we can't wait for Pastor James to make it out of there and go back and be with his people, be with his precious wife and 2 children that have been suffering under this tremendously for the past month. But we know that God has turned this around for good. God will use this for his glory, for the building up of his kingdom. People, let's stand up for what God wants us to stand up for. In Jesus' precious name, we thank God for this answer to prayer. God bless you.